Good afternoon. This video is about the Mueller report that was just released in the US. Now, the Mueller report was started because they wanted to investigate the current president of the United States, Donald Trump. Now, Mueller hired 12 or 13 Democrats. No Republican was on Mueller's team. Yet, these same 12 Democrats and Mueller found that there was no collusion and no obstruction of justice by the current president and his administrators. But my question is, why was this started in the first place? If you don't have no proof or no verification of wrongdoing, there should have never been an investigation. Something is wrong, deeply wrong in America. The justice system need to be fixed. It need to be fixed. It need to be overhauled. It need to be corrected. Because as a elected president and a sitting president currently in the United States, this has never ever happened in the United States before. And these people believe they can get away with breaking the law of the country. No man, no president, no congressman, no senator should be above the law. If we don't hold these persons responsible for what they have done, we no longer have a country. We no longer could say we have a country what our executive and our local people respect the law because there's no law. Nobody should be above the law. If I was the if I was President Trump, I would investigate the investigators like he said. I would go and find out who started this mess, who put this action into play, who paid for these things to be done. There got to be paper trail, and there's a lot of paper trail. The DOJ, the FBI, the NSA, whatever or whoever started it. And how come this is all started and the former president or the current president is not aware of it? Something is definitely wrong. And if we the people don't demand justice, don't demand justice, we are just as guilty. Because look at it. We voted we voted him in the office. He didn't vote himself in the office. He was elected by the electoral college. That's where everybody vote counted. And now all of a sudden we have an investigation of a sitting president. Now, if he did wrong, don't you think Mueller, like some of you say, we say Mueller, don't you think he should come right out and say it? And he did. No collusion and no obstruction of justice. And these are by hired Democratic lawyers who are good at what they do. Now, some on the Republican side and some on the Democratic side are refusing to believe the Mueller report, and that's a sad state to be in. Because whether you like it or not, for 2.5 years they was investigating something that should have never been started in the first place. Yes, I'm a black conservative Republican, and I will never vote Democrat again. I don't care what what grandstanding they come up with or what grand plans they have planned. Never ever again. They have proven to us to be nothing but a bunch of crooks, liars, and spread misinformation. CNN is a national disgrace. ABC, CBS, NBC, MSNBC. I no longer watch those networks. No longer read the Washington Post. the New York Times, and all of those, USA Today, all of those newspapers that are simply working against our sitting president. And they expect us to believe every printed word or every spoken word they say is true. Look, our economy is booming. Do they report to us that the economy and unemployment is at its lowest level? No, they don't want to give this president any credit. They don't want the rest of America to hear the truth or to know the truth. But guess what? They ain't gonna tell us. We going out there and we finding jobs, we getting our salary increase, and we getting tax breaks, and we getting factories coming back to America. What the former president said will never happen. Do we have some magic wand? No, you don't have no magic wand. You have great sense. You never give up on a country. You never should say the jobs are not coming back. What who made you king and lord of all the companies and situation on it? That's giving up. That's giving up on us and on the country. I don't buy that. And I never did. Now I have nothing against the former president and his wife or his administration. But if you did wrong, or if I did wrong, I go to jail. I have to pay the price. I have to be in jail to pay the price back for what I did wrong. Now, he- what is happening in America is totally disastrous. It's a disgrace. It should have never happened under that flag we call freedom. People are coming into our countries or through that southern border, bringing in drugs, bringing in guns, bringing in prostitution, bringing in criminals, and these Democrats refuse to prevent this country from being protected. Yes, they have control of Congress. Yes, the Republicans have control of the Senate and the White House. But they need the Democrat to pass the bill to send to the president to protect our borders, our southern borders. People are dying. Family are losing their loved ones over these drugs that are coming across the border, but are poisonous and sending our young people and old people crazy. Yet they refuse to work. They refuse to do the job the people, hired them to do. It's not about Democrat and Republican. It's about doing the job you are hired to do. And not one of them are doing the job we are hired them to do. We ain't hire you to run after the president and search for everything or anything you could find to just embarrass him. That's not what we hired you to do. We hired you to make laws, work together to better the country so that everybody can achieve their goal in life. Not only you. My personal opinion is I think too many of you Republicans and Democrats has been in the Senate and Congress too long. You don't have the vision to move the country forward. So your only goal in life is to protest those that are working to do such a job. So come November, if the world lasts, if the good God Almighty allow the world to continue, there's gonna be a major, mark my word, a major shakeup in Congress, in the Senate. Mark my word, a major change. Some of you will be let go, fired by the American people, outright fired. And what I don't understand again is why are these Democrats turning our major states and cities into sanctuary cities? That's we're not that we're not supposed to be creating sanctuary cities to let criminals come in and live and aliens and live free of the hardworking American people that pays taxes and try to protect their family and their loved ones. paying money to send their children to college, and yet the illegals are going free to college, and we the American people have to pay the bill. Something is wrong there. And the Democrat, mark my word, and some of you Republican, if you don't pull up your belt and tighten your belt and tighten the financial situation in this country, you guys are going to be removed and removed permanently from the House of Congress and the Senate. We had enough. The hardworking people of this country has had enough. Get the job done we have hired you to do. Stop this bickering and running after foolishness. The Mueller report is over. The collusion with Russia is over. The obstruction of justice is over. Let President Trump do what we have hired him to do. And come November, when we vote, if we elected him again, it's on us, the people, not on you, Republicans and Democrats. It's on us, the people. I will vote for him again in 2020, 2 times over, because I like what he's doing. Now, I'm not, do I agree with everything he does or everything he said? No. But he's better than what we had. Because we had a president who said the jobs are not coming back. Now the jobs are flowing into the country under President Trump. So mark my word, Democrats and Republicans, some of you mean just hate this man for no apparent reason. Just because he was elected by the people, you better give great things to the great God Almighty. Because the country we know now today, we would not have known it if that lady to get into the White House. We'd have been in one big mess. One big mess. And I thank God we were smart enough to see the writing on the wall. Have a blessed day.